Hello, I'm Amy Blumendahl. I'm a certified prenatal and postpartum fitness coach. I'm going to be taking you through a postpartum 12 weeks or more return to impact workout. No equipment needed today, it's just going to be body weight. This workout is for those who are at least 12 weeks postpartum, and that is the recommended time for return to impact or return to running, because pelvic floor and core need to rehab and come back to their former strength, baseline strength. One thing I recommend before you start your return to impact or return to run is to visit a pelvic floor physical therapist, ideally early in postpartum, but now's a great time as any. And at the pelvic floor physical therapist, you can get a better idea if pelvic floor, core, all of that whole system is ready for absorbing and creating force. If you currently have any symptoms of leaking or pelvic floor heaviness or prolapse or pain or discomfort in the pelvis, this workout is probably not right for you right now. It likely will be in the future with some pelvic floor physical therapy treatment, but we don't want to start to add in jumping and a lot of force down into the pelvic floor when we're already having symptoms. So this workout is going to be 6 intervals. We're going to go through 2 times. Each interval is going to be 45 seconds, but it is going to be a slow progression into impact. It's not going to be full impact. It'll be light impact, and then I'll kind of slowly integrate a little bit of jumping and landing, but it'll be short bursts, maybe a couple reps at a time, especially in that first round. So if you feel any symptoms of leaking, of heaviness, or any pain or discomfort, we need to back off of that impact immediately and then start at the beginning again to progress up. So we're going to get started in a gentle warm up here. We're going to just start with a march here, reach and pull. Arms go vertical, and we're just stepping and landing really lightly here, not much impact going on at all. Just getting that blood flowing. Heart rate will come up a little bit today's workout, but it's not going to be super intense. Again, we're progressing and starting the return to impact for that pelvic floor and core system. Let's switch out some hamstring curls in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Reach and pull horizontal with those arms. Warm up chest and back. There's lots of different ways to return to impact, but the main thing is that you take your time and slowly progress into the higher intensity full impact variations. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, let's squat. Here we go. Squat down, press up. Couple more squats. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Let's do some single leg jacks, out and in. Single leg at a time. Maybe a little tiny bounce here. Practice light connection through that core, light connection and engagement lifting up through that pelvic floor. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go into some lunges here. Step it back. Powerful move up and switch. So really pressing that foot into the floor, staying nice and tall through that upper body. Just a few more here as we wrap up the warm up. Here's 3, 2, and 1. All right, quick drink of water if you need one. We're gonna get it started. 2 rounds of 6 exercises, 45 seconds each. We will have 15 seconds rest in between. So we won't start to add the impact until the end of each of these first set of intervals. We're gonna start with a march skip. So just a march at first. So we're just gonna lift the knee up, maybe with a tiny little bounce. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. March skip. It's important to start with low volume when we're adding impact. So we can start to get that march a little bit bigger. Get that knee a little bit higher, swing those arms maybe a little bit more forcefully. This is eventually going to be high knees as we progress into this return to impact. We won't be doing full high knees today, so get a little bit bigger bounce here for this last 15 seconds. Breathing through it, keep that light connection through the core and pelvic floor. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out for 15 seconds. Good, that was maybe like at the end there with the fuller impact. That was maybe 10 reps or so, not much at all. But we want to keep it under that threshold of where we're seeing symptoms. We're gonna go into jumping jacks in 3, 2, 1, single leg first. Out and in, again, just a tiny little bounce up and down. Arms are big. Nice job. In those first 12 weeks of postpartum, we hopefully got a really good reconnection with that pelvic floor and core. So we can tell when we're engaging, lightly connecting, rather than really gripping or overbearing. All right, so a little bit bigger bounce, or maybe a couple out and in, one at a time jacks. Out, in, single, single. Out, in, single, single. 3, 2, and 1. As we start to do a little bit of jumping, double leg jumping, keep it close to the ground at first and land in a nice partial squat. Knees and ankles are bent, as well as those hips. Really soft landing. We're gonna go into a squat jump. So we're gonna squat, step together, squat, step together. 3, 2, and 1, here we go. So again, just a tiny little step together, land, step together, land. You might not even be clearing the floor with that tiny little jump. We're coming up to our knee or our toes, pulling those or throwing those hands in the air for a little bit of momentum. Or maybe you want to go swing back, reach forward, land down. Nice full extension. Maybe a tiny little jump now. Tiny little jump, yes. Finish it out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yes. We're going into skaters next. So we're going into some single leg takeoff and land. So make the distance left to right short and make the jump close to the floor, not up in the air. 3, 2, 1. So this might feel more like a step left to right, more than a jump. Kind of play with the breathing a little bit. Maybe try and exhale on that takeoff. Set up, inhale, and then exhale, take off. Set up, inhale, exhale. Last 15 seconds. Maybe pick up the speed just a touch. Maybe a little bit more continuous. Use those arms. Sink those hips back. Find neutral pelvis. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go into jump rope. I don't have a jump rope, I'm just gonna mime it. So I'm gonna tuck my elbows in. And this is gonna be just a step, touch, step, touch. 3, 2, 1. I'm going forward with my wrists, forward jumping. So this is eventually gonna turn into kind of a boxer shuffle. We're just gonna do like 5 reps at a time, unless you wanna stay here. Maybe make it a little bit more impact. 3, 2, 1, boxer shuffle for 4. 3, 2, 1, back together. Yes, hopefully symptom free there. If not, maybe do 1 or 2 at a time. We're gonna go 5 more in 3, 2, 1, shuffle, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, yes, step it together, yes. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, team, last interval here. We got lunge jumps. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lunge down, hop, switch, hop, switch. Tiny little hop to switch those legs. You can even step together if you're not ready to hop yet. Here we go, lunge, hop, switch, lunge, hop, switch. Use that arm to kind of help you swing through to switch. Hop, switch. If you're ready to try a couple full lunge jumps, I want to hop middle, down, maybe just 2 at a time. Middle, down, step, switch. Soft landings, yes. 3, 2, 1, nice. All right, take a little break here. Kind of evaluate how that core and pelvic floor are feeling. If you feel like you're getting a little fatigued and you're kind of on the edge of getting symptoms or leaking, that I would say call it for today. Otherwise, you can keep going with me and do that kind of same level of intensity, maybe a couple reps of medium impact, or you can do exactly what we did round 1, maybe the last 10 or 15 seconds, add in that higher impact. Or if you're feeling good, maybe do the last like 20 or 30 seconds of medium impact. Start with march skip in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Staying nice and tall. Just starting nice and light, march, skip, march, skip. Maybe a slight forward lean. We want to avoid any rib cage flaring, so keep that rib cage kind of pulled under. Maybe pick up the pace, add a little bit of impact. Last 15 seconds. Depending on the kind of jumping we're doing, we might need a little bit longer, like contraction. Here's 3, 2, 1. So for those merge skips, we need to be able to absorb force and kind of hang on to that contraction and that connection throughout the duration of the exercise. But for more definite like landings, we got jacks in 3, 2, 1, go. So for more spread out landings, you can kind of space out those contractions and add in a little lengthening and release between jumps. But if it's more of like these cardio style moves, you gotta be able to have endurance in that pelvic floor. Maybe add in a couple full jacks. Small jump out and in. Keep those knees out with your ankles. Light landings. Maybe 1 or 2 jumps. Jacks and high knees are pretty high impact, and having your feet and legs out really puts that pelvic floor in a vulnerable state. Here's 3, 2, 1. So those are kind of the most common ones that you might experience leaking with. That was definitely the case for me as well. We got squat jump. Here's 3, 2, 1. Squat jump, maybe just a couple, reach and land. So not a full jump here. Squat, reach, land. Squat, reach, land. Or you can do a step together. Squat, reach, land. Maybe a jump together, step out. Or maybe a step together, jump out. Reach and land. Really important to kind of drill that land. Finding that lengthened position for the pelvic floor to be able to absorb force. 3, 2, 1. We got skaters next. All right, skaters, here's 3, 2, 1, here we go. Again, start with just a step. Swing that leg back. We want to keep our hips square, sink down, however low you feel good about today. Opposite arm usually likes to swing forward. You can start to make it a little bit more continuous, maybe a little jump in there. Nice Nice job. Maybe a little pause in between each jump to kind of reset. Exhale, take off. Nice job. We're just retraining that pelvic floor, so at some point in the future, as we progress, we don't have to think about it so much. 3, 2, 1. You will get there. It might seem frustrating at first, but you definitely can get there. We got a jump rope. Here's 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So step in together. We'll add in some boxer shuffles. We're gonna do 5 of them. In 3, 2, 1. Boxer shuffle. Here we go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump rope is another one that's super high impact. A lot of force going downward into that pelvic floor. 5 more in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. We got one more set just like that. Elbows in. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Boxer shuffle for 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Switch it out. 3, 2, 1. All right, lunge jumps is our last thing. It might take some training like this and some slow progression, slow integration back into impact and jumping for a few weeks or maybe even months. Here we go, depending on how your pelvic floor reacts and gets that strength back. Sometimes it's not about strength or weakness, it's more about coordination of those muscles. Again, that was the case for me. Relearning how to coordinate all of that core system. So it's not just about pelvic floor, it's core, 360 degrees, and then diaphragm, that breathing muscle. It's all one system that needs to be able to coordinate together. All right, full lunge jumps if you're ready. In 3, 2, 1, down, together, and switch it back out. Yes. 3, 2, 1. There it is, team. Nice job. We're gonna do a short cool down here after a drink of water. All right. Maybe a couple inhales. Reach it up. Exhale, lower it down. One more. Get that heart rate back down. Exhale down. When we're ready, we're gonna go down to hands and knees. We do a little bit of cat core breath work, really great for that pelvic floor. We just did a lot of work pelvic floor core wise. So we're gonna inhale, drop the belly into cow. Exhale, curl under for cat. Light engagement through that pelvic floor, lifting up. And on your breath, inhale to cow, release, lengthen. Exhale, curl under, engage. On your next inhale, come back to neutral, and we're just gonna do just the pelvis, cat-cow. So try not to do, I'm not awesome at this, but so pelvic floor or pelvis, curl under, arch, curl under, arch. You could time it with your breath, and it might be small movements at first. It doesn't have to be this huge, like drop, belly drop and arch like the cat-cow is. All right, neutral spine again. Extend left leg out, and we're gonna do a heel sit back, and then come back up. One more. And then switch sides. Do that nice stretch through that inner leg. Come back to hands and knees, tabletop. Hand behind the head, T-spine rotation here, elbow to wrist. And then open up. We can be back in a heel sit. Inhale, twist, and open. Shoulders back down. side. And then back to tabletop, and then come all the way back vertical again. Last big inhale, vertical. And exhale, release down. All right, team, that was your return to impact postpartum workout. Let me know what you thought. If you liked it, hit that like button, share it out to any of your postpartum friends who would like to get back to jumping. And we'll see you next time, team. Have a great one.